Welcome to the program. This is What's Your Story? My name is Catherine Mwangi, here from Kilifi County at the Silver Spa and Resort in beautiful Kilifi. We are thankful to the management of this picturesque place for allowing us to have a conversation today with none other than a native of this place. He has risen from the bottom to the top, serving his people, one heart, diligent, devoted, and he's a son of the soil. Born, raised in Dabaso. I got that right?
Yes.
Oh, perfect.
Dabaso.
Honorable Gideon Mungaro.
Malindi sub-county.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah.
Thanks for making it.
Asante.
Ukwaje leo?
Niko poa. Kabisa.
Uko poa kabisa.
Karibuni Kilifi. Karibuni kwetu.
Asante sana. So tell me, Mheshimiwa, first, your accolades in serving your people as Janza Juzi, ati when you're a CAS, in different ministries, umeanza kitambo, and you've been recognized for it, you've been commended and recognized, you know. What were those beginnings like for you?
I come from a very humble family, but I can't say really compared to other people, because my father was a chief of Gede, the greater Gede. Now it's Watamu and Gede. That was one before. Yeah, where you are now at Total Bay. It's part of Gede and part of Dabaso. And I schooled in Dabaso. Then my high school, I know in my bio they have written something else. I went to Machakos. And from Machakos, after I finished my high school, actually, many people don't know, but in July this year, I lost my uncle, my father's brother. He was a chief inspector, ex-chief inspector of police. And he wanted me to join the police. So I even recruited. The day of reporting to Kiganjo, I ducked. I didn't want to go to the police. So,
okay. And you couldn't tell him you don't want to join the police? I
couldn't, because he made sure my first cousin is like the elder in the Mungaro's family. He's a major who is retired now. He retired earlier. He is flying private at the Wilson Airport.
Okay.
He had just been taken and said, here you are in the military.
Wow.
He went cadet, he did. So it was my turn. He wanted me to go to the police.
Right.
And it was not in me.
Yeah.
So having refused, then I asked my father what I should do.
Yeah.
And he didn't want me to sit it at home. So he had a friend, a very good friend of my father, who was called Mini Huts, the owners of Edinburgh Hotel, rather tropical hotels.
Okay.
Tropicana hotels. They own several hotels, including Edinburgh Hotel. And my father just said, okay, go there, do something for yourself.
At the hotel?
Yes. So I just taken by his friend who was the owner of those hotels, and he put me through in the hotel, working in every department, making sure that I understand what is this business. And that's how it started. So
let me take you back a bit. Why did you go to high school in Machakos?
When I finished my primary school, those days, you know, the challenges, it's not like now when we had, you have schools all over. Yeah? Schools were scarce, really. High schools were scarce. If you have Kilifi North today, or Malindi, where I was MP and Kilifi North. In my 5 years, I built new 11 secondary schools. But those days, you had maybe 2-3 schools.
Right.
Everybody you had is either in Malindi High School or Gede High School. That's it. Or St. George's in Kaloleni.
Okay.
They're very scarce. So, and also maybe the grades I got that time was not automatic call to those schools. So I joined Machakos, and sometimes when people have this talk like, oh, this guy did not even go to school. I wonder, because I have people I schooled with. You know, the other day when I was working in the Ministry of Lands, and I went down to Fairview, and I was with one of the leaders of Kilifi, when Professor Ojenda came and said, you know, I was in class with Gideon in Machakos. So it's good sometimes to just let people say what they want to say. When I gained a bit of knowledge of the hotel, I went to work briefly at Ocean Sports in Watamu.
Okay.
I did a bit of another intensive training in the stores at Total Bay Hotel. Then from there I went briefly to Leisure Lodge From Leisure Lodge, I came now and joined, I came to Silver Sands Villas, which is next to Dream of Africa. It used to be owned by some Kenyan who was in the police here before, a Kenyan, white Kenyan, called Ray Goodwin.
Okay.
And from there, when I was the assistant general manager, having raised through different ranks, then I met with Flavio Briatore, the owner of Billionaire, and he had just come for holiday to Masai Mara and came for lunch to Malindi. And I think that short time he was there over lunch, he called me and said, you know, if I bought something in Kenya, would you leave this place and work for me? That's how it started with him.
What?
And 3 days later, when he left Kenya, he made sure he paid me a 3-month salary. He told me to give a notice, went to Standard Bank, opened a bank account in my name, sent everything of investment in my personal name.
What?
And that's how I started with Flavio Briatore. Then I came, and through that, going even to mayor, because one day, you know, those days Malindi was very, very, it was not kept, it was very dirty. So in my time, when I joined now Flavio and started developing this project, I was elected as the chairman of the Mombasa and Coast Tourist Association, when Balala was the national chairman and I was the North Coast chair. And from there now, the pressure on me changing things came to Flavio, and then they had met with Naomi Campbell, and the pressure of me, like, you know, you need to become the mayor of this place, to clean up this place. You need to become the mayor, because they saw the talent and the work ethics I had.
Yes.
So I can say today, when I came and eventually, of course, I did not just become a mayor, I was also picked by Moi to coordinate as a youth, to coordinate the 1997 elections for Kilifi County. And I delivered. So and Moi asked me what I wanted. And because I had the push from Naomi Campbell and Flavio, I told Moi, yes, I want to be
the mayor of
Malindi. But Moi told me, I can't make you the mayor. I can make you a nominated councillor, but not a mayor. So I was eventually nominated by Moi. Then I convinced the council to elect me as a mayor.
Right.
So I stayed a mayor for 5 years, and I don't regret. That's why my life started.
And that's why we started hearing a lot about Malindi at that time. So you were a hotelier for how many years, cumulatively?
Maybe I did it cumulatively from maybe when to say really when I started really working. The rest I was just going around trying to learn things.
And everything you learned on the job?
Yes.
To the level of GM, to the level where the president of the country...
If you want me to cook for you, I can cook very well.
Is also. It? Because you went through all the departments, yes.
So, and I worked everywhere. So when I go to the bar, sometimes I tell the guy, this is not double tot, because I know.
You can do the cocktails too?
Yes, very well.
You can also turn the beds?
Yes. I can do anything in the hotel.
So it means then, by the time the president is asking for your help with the youth in this area, it means your name had gone far and wide.
It had gone because when I was the chairman of the Mombasa and Coast Tourist Association, I think I was the most vocal. I think those days with the Nation, there's no, in a week, if you read the Daily Nation, I would appear 3-4 times in the,
What? Okay.
So of the fight I had to make sure tourism works here.
Yes.
And that's why maybe sometimes I have those comments that you're asking me earlier.
Because you
rubbed off some. People don't know my history, So, and then when I was nominated in 1998 by Moi as a councillor, so of course I was now in the council, and you know there you are elected by the councillors. So I thought I was elected as a mayor. Unfortunately, my national chair, Balala, was also nominated and became the mayor of Mombasa at the same time.
Oh, wow.
He stayed for 1 year. We did a good job. He changed Mombasa. I cleaned up Mombasa. I cleaned up Malindi. But it did not last long with the fights, the cartels you had. But me, I stayed full 5 years. I could manage to break all those barriers. I fought, and I did 5 years. And that's how we started changing Malindi from a village where it was very famous with the newspapers always putting a little boat when it rains to show that people have to use a boat. They were mocking the town. So I remember that time I started working with different partners. And in one meeting in Mombasa, I met with the World Bank director then, was called Harold Walkman, if I can remember very well. Explained to him what I feel I want to do for Malindi to attract tourism. And from nowhere, the guy called me in Nairobi, called the Minister of Local Government, and told them I want to give money to Malindi, to this mayor, to do the roads.
Wow.
And those days, back in 1998, 1999, 2000, I was given 47 million to pave all the roads within town. That's how we started cleaning Malindi.
47 million in the 90s. That's like $1 billion now.
So that's how we did Malindi, brought it from the way it was looking like a fish village to now
modern
starting attracting people.
Town, yes.
And then I joined hands with the Green Town movement, with Karume and the business community. I worked very close with the business community, especially because I was from the hotel side and I was still the chairman of the MCTA till then, Mombasa and Coastal Association. Even when I was the mayor, I left after quite some time.
Yeah.
I did both jobs that time.
Wow.
Still managing the properties of Flavio, who didn't want me to leave. So I used to juggle between my work. I do my official work. In the evening, I go to my private office and make sure everything runs.
Wow.
And then, in 2001, then I got the best awards for Kenya.
Yes.
For the cleanest town. People thought I was mad. Sometimes they said, this mayor is always only planting trees. And if you get into Malindi from the airport into town, all the trees you see in that town, I planted them when I was the mayor.
Wow.
Yeah. Even the bougainvillea you see from the airport. I just wanted to clean up Malindi. Because I read this story of Aga Khan when he went to Sardinia in south of Italy, an island where there was nothing. And the guy just went and did a runway, paved the roads, and made sure that all the houses have similarities. That's how Sardinia was born, and I'm fortunate that I've been there. So I was given the best award in 2001. Then I started working very closely with the UN Habitat in Nairobi. So I started the Malindi Integrated Solid Waste Management, where we could collect garbage, but I started that before I got my award in 1999. That I started encouraging the women. The plastic, instead of throwing the plastic, they collect it and recycle it. They make baskets. That's how UN identified me, UN Habitat Nairobi. Then they gave me a project of integrated solid waste management. Then eventually, as a mayor, I started my own initiatives. I had the Mayor's Clean Estate Awards. Then for schools, I did the Mayor's Award for plastic collection. You know, kids like competition. So every evening at 4 o'clock, when kids are out of school in Malindi, Kisumondogo, Maweni, all the kids were running for plastic, which is flying all over. Because when you wait after 2 months or 3 months, the school which has the most, they get the Mayor's Shield.
So it was a competition to get the shield.
HGM Primary School got the award 3 times.
Amazing.
So that's how I cleaned Malindi. That's by 2001, you could not see plastic in Malindi. That's how I got the award.
And how were you able to market it such that it started to make headlines locally and internationally?
You know what I did? You know, as a mayor, you are non-executive. You are ceremonial. So I thought to bring change and to make sure that things work. Was to involve the people. So what I did is, it is not in the laws of local government, but I formed the Mayor's Advisory Committee, with 15 members, where I had a hotelier, I had somebody in charge of education, I had somebody on whatever. That's where we born. Today it's called Magical Kenya, but I started Magical Malindi. This was Magical Malindi. We had a book, we had videos. Whenever you flew with the charter from Europe into Mombasa, we targeted the Germans, whatever, who are most famous in Malindi and Italians. You had a clip playing about Malindi. the businesses and whatever. And it was called Magical Malindi. I started this with a friend of mine who was the owner of Malindi Casino. He's late now, Bobby Cellini. And we came with the name Magical Malindi.
Amazing.
Today is Magical Kenya, but we started as Magical Malindi, and I started it with Bobby Cellini.
You even got accolades from the government of Israel?
Sorry? Yes. So from there now, 2001, I was again selected among the 30 mayors of the world and invited to Israel. How I was nominated, I don't know. I asked one day later, Anta Baijuka, who was the country director for UN. She was from Tanzania, and she said, you are selected by a panel of the embassies. So in Africa, we were 3 of us out of the 30 mayors of the world.
Wow.
It was me from Kenya. There was the mayor of Kampala, not because of what he has done, but because of the bombing which happened in 1977, I think. And they wanted to bring back the relationship with Israel. And then another young mayor was also from East London in South Africa. So we went to Israel. We had the awards, the Most Honorable Orders of Jerusalem, which I was awarded by then Aaron Sharon, who was the Prime Minister then, who is late also. And the mayor was Ehud Olmert, who became again the Prime Minister of Israel. And we used to be very much in touch. And when I arrived there, I think for some reason, I don't know if it was my height or because I was too young, but I became the leader of the delegation of the world. So every place we went with the mayor of Jerusalem, and that time was very risky. We had, I don't know how many security to guard us wherever we moved. I became now the team leader. So when you go to plant the trees, there's in Israel, in Jerusalem, there's the mayor's forest. Where every mayor who went there from the world planted a tree there.
Amazing.
So we had, I became now
the team leader.
The team leader. When we plant the trees, I become the leader to plant. We become. So I think, yes, that was my experience as a mayor. Then in 2002, then when I came back to Kenya, before that I had been given a MOI in 2000, Distinguished Service, DS. And then when I came back from Israel, because the story was, I remember a journalist called Juguna Mutonya, who was in bureau chief for Mombasa. He brought my picture, headline of the nation, with the Prime Minister of Israel, pinning me the award. Maybe it triggered Moi to raise my distinguished service to Order of Grand Warrior of Kenya. So that's the year I was given OGW.
Amazing.
By the president.
What are all these accomplishments like for you? Nothing. What do you mean?
For me, it's a part of life. When in this world, one thing I believe, and I always said, and that's why you will not find me in many of these issues my colleagues are facing, is I believe on one thing, that when I'm in an office, I try to do as much as possible to leave a mark. And my kids, you know, when they go around Malindi, because my son looks quite alike with me. When he goes around, people just ask him, could you be a son of Mungaro? And they say, yeah, your dad did A, B, C, D. I feel proud. Can you imagine one day if you are not in this world and your kids, wherever they go, they say, hey, you go, you know, your father stole from us, did this and that, you know. I feel like in life you have, everybody gets, you have the bad side and good side, but I try to do as much as possible to do my best, that something where my kids and family can be proud of that.
And to do what took you there. I like it. So you decided then to
2002 was very interesting. Because now I thought, because I've been in Kanu all this time, and I was very close with the current president, with Moi then, and so I had a choice to stand with the president, with Kanu, when he was fighting for presidents, or join my late uncle with NAC. So my uncle never forgave me till he died, Karisa Maitha. So he went, they wanted to give me a NAC ticket, and they waited with Najib Balala in South White Sands Hotel till 5 o'clock in the morning. Every time they call me, I'll tell them, oh, I'm in Kilifi now.
The whole night?
I'm in Vipingo now. I'm coming to you. But I didn't want, because I didn't want to betray Uhuru then. So that's how I lost my seat. So my late uncle, you know, he was very powerful in this region.
Yeah.
And he just took Lucas Maitha, and he went round to all Malindi and said, you know that Mungaro is my son, but he refused my ticket, so don't vote him, vote Lucas. And that's how I lost. Of course, the president eventually also lost, but he won his seat of Gatundu.
So hold on. So where did the appetite come from to move from mayor to MP?
Again, I had push from people now. Having been the mayor and the results I had, then everybody now all of a sudden wanted me to be member of parliament. So then I lost that one. Then I took a chill for those 5 years.
Because of what your uncle said?
Yes, yes. And he reminded me till he died. Yeah. And now when I went to Germany after he died to do the postmortem, I was looking at him and thinking like, you told me, you know. But
okay. But he forgave you at least?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was very close with him.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, because I'm named after his father. My second name is Maitha, myself.
Yes.
So I then, I went back to Lion in the Sun. I did all the things for Flavio, new developments and whatever. 2007, I decided, okay, that was a good break.
Try again. But this time you'd already networked a bit more.
Yes, and also people had shifted. 2007 now, Uhuru had joined Kibaki to support Kibaki. And I thought also, okay, this time I'm going to join another outfit. So I joined the ODM.
Mimi ndio niliuza ODM hii pwani. Wacha Kilifi pwani, mimi na Najib Balala. Kwa hivyo ukianza kuniuliza ati Mungaro wako ODM ama kwani hiyo ODM ile tumuulize baba nani walileta hapa? Mimi na Najib. Sasa kitu niliumba, mtaniuliza maswali ati mbona wanataka kuja huko ama kule? Hakuna.
I could feel the wind of change.
So parties really matter, don't they?
Yes, they do, and also you need to have yourself also a name. That's why you see some areas, you might be in the right party, but the people there have identified somebody else, and they tend to vote where they want, because even that time when I was elected, it looked like the whole Kilifi was orange, but we had Francis Bayer, who was a former PC, and who was very popular here in the region, and was elected in Ganze on a Kadwasil ticket. So really doesn't matter. The name also mattered, and how much people know you.
Right.
So that's how it happened, and then I became the MP for Malindi.
Second time now?
First time now, after mayor.
After failing?
After 5 years mayor, then a break 5 years, then I became MP for Malindi. And then when I came to parliament, I was then selected. You know, we have the Pan-African Parliament, which is like a European Union. It sits in Joburg in South Africa, in Midrand. So I was elected among the 5 members to represent Kenya in the AU Parliament. So then I went to the AU Parliament for 5 years. So I used to jungle between
Nairobi and Midrand.
Nairobi and Joburg. And we were told that time that it was not very easy, because the first lot of Pan-African members of parliament were Njoki Ndung'u, Oparanya, I don't remember, what is the name of the minister who came from Kitui, Mwenda, somebody, the lady from Kitui who was minister, Niva Mwenda. Well, those are the first lot. We were the second lot of Pan-African parliament. And when I arrived there also, I became very vibrant, so I was elected the chair of the Eastern Regional Caucus, which involves 11 countries from Kenya to Mauritius. So it kept me very busy the 5 years, running to supervise elections in all the African countries, leading delegations here or there.
Yeah.
So it was nice, the confidence people had.
Yes, okay. So
I've done quite a bit.
That's quite the journey. So as you keep taking your coffee, we'll take a commercial break, then we come back. We look at your work with the current government and your aspirations for the coming year. Don't go too far. Welcome back to the program. It's still What's Your Story here on KTN Home. My name is Catherine Mwangi, having an incredible conversation with Honorable Gideon Mungaro. We have covered his tenure as a mayor, first of all as a hotelier across all of these 5-star hotels in this county. And then he moved on to the mayoral position, both representing Kenya also on the international front, and then as a member of parliament, getting awarded and accolades for that. And now we know him as the CAS, that's the Chief Administrative Secretary for the Ministry of Lands and just now Devolution. But let's touch on your work, because you did amazing things for the people here, and not just here, I think nationwide, while you're the CAS for lands. Tell us some of those things, what they are.
First of all, I want to thank His Excellency the President, because I think he gave me an incredible opportunity to serve in government. You know, from politics then to government administration is a bit challenging. But I must say, the first assignment I got when I came to the Ministry of Lands, and I think I came with very little white hair, but I got quite a bit for the first month. The first assignment I did when I came to the Ministry of Lands was the famous Embakasi ranching. I came into the ministry 3 months later. The President was delivering some titles in Embakasi, and he ordered the Ministry of Lands to take over the Embakasi ranching, which has had problems for 42 years. People paid their money, they had not received title deeds. The managers, the directors of that company were taking people round circles. But I think because of my experience also in Parliament, where I was in a committee of lands, gave me a lot of insights. Because I dealt at one point with Mbiu Committee, the famous Mbiu Committee, where every time we went there, the Committee of Parliament, the next day one of the directors was shot dead outside his door.
Oh my goodness.
I'd managed to achieve 22,000 titles, which was not a mean task.
No.
I used to work Saturday and Sunday in the Ministry of Lands. Then, of course, the Minister Karonei came with the program and government, but headed by her, of digitization. So I never saw time off. Now, in Devolution, you can say I'm going off on Saturday, Sunday, but Friday, and I'm coming back on Monday. In Lands was
something else.
I had very few weekends off in the 3 years and a half I was there almost. What I can say about Lands is there's a lot. Now the digitization going on in Lands. I'm happy that I was part of the team who started this when I was in the ministry. I was
How
part
long
of
were you there?
Almost 3.5 years. Because I left Lands this year March, and I was there since 2018, so above 3 years. And a lot is going on in land management. That's some of the things I went through. And I was able to appreciate, coming from the coast, we have always complained about land issues. Having been in that ministry for 3 years, plus, I realized, the problem of land is not only cost.
You know, nationwide.
Because people think like it's only cost who don't have titles. But when I went one day and we were giving titles to Nyandarua, then people come up and say, and I was answering many of these questions, Parliament, that you have about, I don't know, 15 or 16 colonial villages, and to date have no titles. Now they are being titled. So I realized, so it's not only cost that we have this issue, it's a countrywide issue.
So hotelier by chance, because Dad asked you to just go there and find something to do. Then mayor, member of parliament, work in government now, 2 ministries, 2 very key, critical ministries, and now your heart is beating for something else.
Yes. Maybe the president knew that my heart is, maybe having been in the mayor, and now, and I must say, I remember the times when we used to have, I also forgot to tell you probably that when I was the mayor of Malindi, I was also at the same time the vice chairman of all local government authorities of Kenya. I was deputizing Magut, mayor of Eldoret.
Wow.
So I did quite a lot when I was the vice chairman of the all local authorities of Kenya.
Wow.
So I think coming now to where I've reached and all what you have had,
Yes.
I think I'm prepared now to take on Kilifi, God willing.
Yeah.
Kilifi is quite affected in places like Ganze, some parts of Magarini, Kaloleni. My big dream of Kilifi, basically, I don't know if I call it Big Four or Big Five, but I want really to take on, I've realized Kilifi, the biggest problem we have in Kilifi is water.
Ah, water. Okay.
In many parts of Kilifi. And with my experience being a mayor of Malindi, MP for Malindi, MP Kilifi North, I did quite a lot on water. Before I left office as Kilifi North MP, I had achieved the biggest water project, which I got through government, of 67 kilometers of piping from the reservoirs in a place called Kakuyuni to Kilifi town. If you go to near Kilifi Hospital now, you will see over 6 million liter tanks. And
wow.
Kilifi had the problem of water. All this route from Watamu, when I was a young boy and we used to go by bus, when we go to Mombasa, there was a bus you take on like 3, 4 in the morning, and you could see the women in that Gede forest at 4 in the morning carrying jerrycans and jerrycans of water, searching for water. Now I'm proud to say that when I was MP for Kilifi North, I managed to change that.
Yeah.
I probably not 100%,
yeah.
but I can say most of the people of Kilifi North have water.
Okay.
I've seen we have a problem in Mariakani, Kaloleni, Rabai, Ganze, and part of Magarini.
Okay.
I want to make water as a very big agenda.
Okay.
Then health, I want to build a referral hospital here. Yeah? We have the Kemri here, so it's easy to build a referral and research hospital in Kilifi, where you will have also a medical training institute in it. Yeah, we have the land in Kilifi.
Right.
I want to put a lot of emphasis on education.
Education, yes.
Making sure that, I know the county is trying a lot on giving bursaries, but we don't want to have bursaries where we'll give school kids 5,000, 6,000, 10,000, then they don't go to school. We must have a deliberate program, and I did it when I was MP for Malindi. I used to pick the best 100 students from poor families every financial year and pay their full school fees. So that in 5 years, we are able to account that in 5 years, we have been able to educate X students from this county, either to the high school level and how many to the university level. Because if we just give bursaries to everybody because we are doing politics, we'll not be able to account after 5 years how many kids have finished school and are ready for work.
Yes.
We want to improve the tertiary institutions. We have the former youth polytechnics we have around. We know we have the TTI from government in every constituency, but we will improve on that. It's my deliberate move also to do something like what Charity Ngilu have done in Kitui. Textile centers in the 7 sub-counties. Yeah? Then agree with these hoteliers. Instead of making their uniforms in Mombasa and whatever, let them do them in this county so we can employ youth.
Yes.
If we have the hotels in Magarini, going to the county textile center where you can do their uniforms, the school kids' uniform from primary school to high school. Instead of parents being referred to Mombasa uniforms to pay 1,300 per pair of uniform and the bus fare and everything, they could buy it at the county center in Magarini or in Kaloleni or in Rabai for probably 700 shillings. They save the bus fare. You are able to send a team of the youngsters you have employed there as a county to the schools to measure the kids. So when a kid comes to the school, after they join, their parents come with their 700 shilling and the kid can get, and every kid can then wear a uniform. As it is now, you have some kids who can afford it, some kids who can't afford it.
Yeah.
That alone, you can employ easily 5,000, 6,000 youth in this country. We must have a deliberate move on bringing small industries. We want to put value addition for agriculture. Yeah? Pineapples in Magarini. We have the best pineapples in Kenya. Yeah? Why do you have Del Monte supplying us with tinned pineapples? The sweetest pineapple you can get in this country. And I've tried pineapples from Uganda and Tanzania. We have the best from Magarini.
Wow.
We have a big cassava potential in this place, especially Magarini, here Kilifi North, places called Mutondia and those places. Try to encourage people to do cassava, and then you do a factory for cassava.
Wow.
Yeah?
Wow.
So that we can create employment.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I've been talking with many people who are ready to come to this county and build economic zones.
yes.
There are people who have approached me before. They want to do an economic zone in Mariakani. Yeah. And there's one coming up at the Kilifi plantations. It's at a very advanced stage, which is something like Tatu City. You'll have industries there, you'll have housing projects, you'll have all these are already in the pipeline. If I take over next year, you'll be shocked the things we can change in this place.
The things that will happen.
Yeah?
And that's because you've
And
made
then
it happen.
agriculture. Yeah? We have to have a deliberate move. And I've seen in the Ministry of Devolution that they have tried their best on with the National Drought Management Authority. But we need to mitigate on the asal areas to build big dams so that when you have rains, the dams can then be used to irrigate.
Yeah.
Yeah? The soils in Ganze could produce their own food. In Magarini, they have a lot of potential. This Kilifi basically has land, has a lot of potential of producing food, and you have seen it, that it's possible. That in Galana Kulalu, the government can, why can't we do it in the other areas of Kilifi county so that we can be food sufficient? Yeah?
Amazing.
Yeah?
So you have a solid dream for
So
the people of...
I have like 3-4 items or 5 items I want to do.
Yeah.
Basically health, education, agriculture and irrigation, industry, which includes tourism. We must revamp tourism. We can only revamp tourism by doing aggressive marketing. But with my experience as a mayor of Malindi, it's not only marketing which will revamp tourism here. We need to clean up this place. People want to go to places where there are clean beaches, where there are good facilities. We must have a deliberate move to encourage hoteliers to put good facilities. Yeah? We cannot have run-down hotels and we expect to attract tourism.
Yes. Wow.
We must have facilities which will attract tourism. We must have a deliberate move with hoteliers that they put proper prices for local tourism. My experience, I've learned that sometimes you go to a hotel, and if you see a tourist who have flown from Rome to Malindi for 2 weeks, air ticket included and full board, they pay less for 2 weeks than a Kenyan who has come from Nairobi for 3 nights to a hotel. A Kenyan will be paying 30,000 a night, and a tourist, if you calculate with the flight, they are paying hardly 5,000 a night. So if we can also have a policy where we can have proper prices for our local tourism, we should be able to have these hotels full with locals.
Yes.
Now we have all the transport has been improved. You can get SGR from Nairobi in 4 hours. You'll be in Mombasa.
Yeah.
Now you can travel if you don't want to come in the day, because that day will be wasted. You can come in the night. You can wake up in the morning and you start your holiday. Yeah. So we have all the facilities. Not like before where you only relied on either a plane or a bus. We can really boost this place with local tourism. And with this COVID, we have realized local tourism can work.
That's the way to go. You're right.
And we should not rely on you go to little towns in when I went to Rome in 2001 as a mayor, I met the director of tourism that time in Italy, and he told me they have, I don't know how many millions of local tourism in Rome. People who just come want to see the Vatican, who want to see the different sites of Rome. Local tourism. Before you count the people who come from outside. I remember those days he told me they had 8 million local tourism only. That is 2001.
8 million.
In Rome alone. And there are different towns in Italy where people go. So it's possible also in Kenya. But environment should be right, conducive for the local tourism.
Yes.
So that people can say, if I have saved my 100,000 in a year, I could take my whole family to Mombasa for 1 week, or to Malindi, or to Lamu.
And you get value.
And you get value.
Yeah.
The problem is, today, by the time we go to December, by last year and the years before, you will go and ask Serena or White Sands, they will tell you it's 38,000 a double a night. Yeah? But if you check a tourist who has come with a package, they pay maybe a quarter of that.
So unfortunate.
So if we could have a deliberate move and encourage also locals and the hotels to partner with the airlines, with SGR, with other transport facilities, we could also change the...
So what you want to do basically is revive the potential of this place.
Yeah.
I like that. What drives you, Mheshimiwa? What's your driving force?
My driving force is, I'm a son of this place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I find that it's possible to do it. Yeah. It's possible to do it. For me, all my life in the positions I've been, I've not gone there because I want people to know that I'm a member of parliament or there's something more I'm looking for. What I feel is, as one of the sons of Kilifi, is that we can do more. We can do more for our people.
I hear you.
And the potential is there.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, I've tried it when I was mayor of Malindi. I did water in Malindi when Malindi District Hospital. When I was in the hotel before I became the mayor, the biggest business of any businessman who wanted to go to Malindi was water trucking. The water boozers in Malindi were the busiest. Forget now we have tuk-tuks. It was water boozers. Because Malindi, from the Malindi hospital, going all those hotels which today are running there was no water.
Yeah.
I achieved that when I was mayor of Malindi. I went for a conference in Berlin, which was called Vasa Berlin. The guest of honor was Kofi Annan. And I managed to put the problem of Malindi to the world. And the conference was suspended for 2 hours. And by the time I left Berlin, HP Gulf, who started the water services in Malindi today, is being run by Mawasco. The billing, the water extensions was done by that company that time when I was the mayor. We managed to partner with the council. Then, when I was the mayor, we were given the first 300 million shillings to put water around Malindi.
Wow.
Because in my speech in Berlin, which was written by one of my engineers, was called Engineer Dindi, I managed to tell the world that yes, we have waterworks in Malindi called the Baricho Waterworks, where we get the water to Mombasa and all these places, where we have the water supply. But when I read my speech, one of the things I said is that the people of this area, 600 meters or 200 meters from where the water comes from, to be taken to 120 kilometers to Mombasa. People are drinking clean water. And the people of that area are still fetching water from the river. And I think that attracted many partners who were in that meeting.
Yeah.
And that's why I got HP Gulf to start the program in Malindi of water management and putting more money to supply water to more people, more villages.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's possible. There are so many partners.
Yeah.
I can tell you that if the Kilifi people give me today a chance to take over this county as a governor, with the foundation which has been put by the outgoing governor, there's a lot you can do with partners before even government. There are so many partners out there. On health, yeah. I did the biggest project when I was the MP for Malindi. I used to bring doctors to do free surgical camps for Malindi. To date, they are being done by Caris International from America. This was my baby. I used to do like between 300 and maybe 800 surgeries in a year, assisted by Professor Parker from Nairobi, Dr. Yusuf Palki. There's another guy, a Luya guy. We formed a small group. I had approached them, and I said, my biggest problem in my office every day is people who want to either have a scan or they want to go for a surgery. So I did a deliberate move. Even when I won as the MP for Malindi, I did not do a homecoming party of cooking pilau and biryani. I brought doctors from all over the country, and I got doctors from the US, 40 doctors. And they did a surgical camp for 1 week. Free. Then I came, the minister then was Anyang, then the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, who was the Prime Minister then, came for the final day for my homecoming party. And we visited all the hospitals and the surgeries we have done to thank the people of Malindi for electing me.
Wow.
Instead of doing pilau and all these things. So I've done all these things.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I know what health needs in this place.
And what is possible to be done.
Yeah.
How do you unwind? How do you relax?
Me? Easy. Me, I'm not really somebody who decides today is Sunday, I'm going somewhere to have a beer. I have a drink when I'm socializing.
Okay.
I'm not. I can be 3 months without having a drink. If I don't have a nice friends in the evening to say, okay, let me have a drink.
Yeah.
10 years as a member of parliament, I think in Nairobi, very few roads I know. I remember one day I went to Cedars and I wanted to go back to my apartment in Kileleshwa, and I went round and round till when I managed to reach Pan-Afric. Then I knew, oh, from here I can go home. I got lost completely because I've not been that person when I was member of parliament that after parliament I'm in every club. Or,
so just chill with friends.
My car knew 2 places, parliament and my apartment and coast. I fly into Nairobi on Monday evening or a Tuesday morning, ready for parliament, Thursday evening, back to coast.
Yeah, so it's just friends and a drink.
Few friends.
Yeah.
I'm a home person. I prefer people coming home. My colleagues will tell you, Governor Kingi, Johor will tell you, when you were in parliament, in the 10th parliament, I preferred always, especially when I was the chair of the Coast Parliamentary Group, I could invite all the members of parliament to my apartment. They hang in the rails out there and I cook for them.
You cook? Oh, yeah,
and we eat together.
Yeah. Okay, so
and I used to have always between 10 and 15 members of parliament. If you interview Governor Kingi and Governor Johor will tell you. Sometimes they would even say, hey, when are you cooking, man? So that's how we bonded also as members of parliament. In our time at the 10th parliament, the Coast MPs, we had a different bonds. Very close bonds.
Yeah.
And we managed to push many, many things for this region.
Yeah. So you're a man of the people.
Yeah, but now the problem we have is every member of parliament have their own agenda. They have groupings. We had members from different parties then. Naomi Sheban was in Kanu, but we were very tight.
Yeah.
Very tight.
Yeah.
We for the first time, we had a secretariat of Coast Parliamentary Group. We had an executive officer who became later the county secretary for Mombasa. He was your former colleague, Francis Toya. We employed him. Kingi, when he was a minister, then he gave his office at Parliament, his constituency office, and became the secretariat of the CPG with a chief executive employed by CPG. I remember when one island in Lamu burned down. I can't remember if it was Faz or where. We could send Mheshimiwa Shakila with a plane there as a CPG with an advance 2 million shillings to buy food for the people before government comes. That's how advanced we were as Coast Parliamentary Group. That's the unit we had. We had a bank account. Everybody contributed every month. The way you contribute to a political party, we used to contribute in our own kitty as members of parliament.
So unity is everything.
Yeah. And I was the chair then. When I left, I think everything went away.
So you're the glue.
It's all leadership.
It's
all leadership together. And holding together. There were many fights those days, but we always managed to bring people together.
Well, it was really phenomenal having a conversation with you today. You have such energy. You know, and I think you know it, and I think that's what has moved you from level to level. You're able to convince people about what your vision is and also fulfill that vision, which I think is amazing. But I thank you for sharing your story today.
Asante.
And to you watching, I hope Honorable Mungaro's story has inspired you that anything really is possible. You just have to be passionate about it and also have a heart for service. It's not just about passion, you have to want the best things for the people that you want to serve. Thank you for watching today. Until then, the show goes up on YouTube right after this. Have yourselves a blessed weekend.
Asante. Thank you for choosing me among the many people in this county.
Silver Palm Spa and Resort is a piece of paradise in the midst of Kilifi's untouched coastal beauty. A boutique hotel that royally stands on a cliff boasting a stunning ocean view, stares down to a sandy white beach and inviting clear water, All 38 rooms savor this ocean view designed with a warm and spacious air to entice honeymooners or holidaymakers whom appreciate architectural precision, privacy, pampering, and personal service, complemented by a spa run to complete this holiday feast, perfect for intimate celebrations. Come and let our hospitable hotel family pamper all your senses. Visit our website www.silverpalmkilifi.co.ke.